You're watching Suck Professor. Hello everybody, it's me Hank. I'm joined by...
James.
Hey buddy.
Hello.
Welcome to our show, everybody. Not you, James, you're already here. Part 5 of the Twin Peaks. We are talking it out. James and I are going to do a shot-by-shot recap, all kinds of detail. We're slowly developing a rift here, kind of like the inevitability of marriage, where we separate our ways into eventually moving into separate bedrooms. James, I am hoping I like the show. It has not grabbed me yet, but I am trying to let it take me in, like a box of cereal that is all fucked up and tastes all weird and has like a, you know, strange marshmallows or something. Yep. I don't know how to like it. I can't find myself, but you love it.
I do, and it's called Twin Peaks, not the Twin Peaks.
That's whatever. It's the same difference.
I think people might take exception to that.
It's the Twink Peaks. Twink Peaks. All right, but I don't hate it. I just want to like it more, and there's just I'm probably gonna eventually hate it, and then I'm gonna have to divorce you.
You will learn to love it.
I'm trying. So, but thanks to you though, I'll definitely will understand it better. And people have been suggesting I do some background research. I don't do fucking background research for my own goddamn life. All right, I'm not doing that for this shit. No, I'm just joking. I might Google it one day on my phone when I'm in bed, but when I'm not looking at naked butts on Instagram. All right. So James, let's get started.
Alrighty.
Directed by David Lynch, Part 5. And then we open up on Vegas.
We are back in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we are in the Rancho Rosa Housing Department. Housing Development, I should say.
Yes, this is where Dougie lives. Or no,
well, he doesn't live there. That's where he was banging Jade the prostitute.
That's where he really lives.
Yes,
wink, wink,
that's
wink.
where he prefers to be.
That's where he has sexual intercourse with a woman's vagina.
So we remember that he was being staked out by a group of guys.
Yes. Some goons.
Yes, the lead goon is named Gene. He's on the phone with a woman named Lorraine. She's asking if the job was done. It wasn't done. It was supposed to be done yesterday, and she's getting more and more agitated when she finds out that what they were apparently paid to do has not been done yet because their employer, who she doesn't name, is apparently a pretty bad character.
Yes, she's very nervous about this job being late.
Yeah, she's saying, "Are you trying to get me killed?" And she is worrying like crazy. That is not a face that shows that she is happy.
This is me when I'm at the library and they don't have my copy of Where the Wild Fern Grows.
Yes.
Is that a book? I don't know.
Where the red fern grows?
Red fern grows. Where the wild things are.
Wild things are.
Yes, of course. Starring James Gandolfini.
Sure.
Yeah, he did. He was one of the voices in the. Yep. All right, Spike Jonze. Suck it, bitch. All right, so she's then she pulls out like what looks like a BlackBerry.
It's a BlackBerry, yes.
Yeah. How old school? Fucking Java. Goddamn fucking. So then she types it in there, and it cuts to. She starts dialing in like a code or something, and she presses the number 2.
Yeah, we see the number 2 go in, and right when that goes in, we can see the screen, and it says Argent 1592.
Oh, where did it say 159?
Top right.
Here? Oh, over there. Yeah, I didn't see that. All right.
So the 159 is easy to explain. An SMS text message has a maximum character limit of 160.
Okay.
So she pressed 2, which takes up 1 character. The 159 is the remaining characters.
Brilliant.
No mystery there.
Yeah.
But Argent is the person or the contact that she's apparently sending it to, which is really interesting. That can mean a couple things. First thing that pops to mind is Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Okay.
And the reason that comes to mind is because in Fire Walk With Me, the character of Philip Jeffries, who is an ex-FBI agent who went missing, is able to electrically teleport between Buenos Aires, Argentina, and FBI headquarters.
Oh, wow.
He has an inherent connection to that place. We've heard Philip Jeffries outside of the context of Fire Walk With Me in the series because he was the one that was apparently on the phone that ordered the hit on Mr. C.
Okay.
He was the one that Ray and Daria were apparently working for along with Mr. C.
Okay.
And it seems that she is probably contacting them because she's in the hitman business. She's the one trying to carry out a hit on Dougie.
Yeah.
And we already know that Philip Jeffrey was trying to take out Mr. C.
Right.
And if Philip Jeffries is trying to take out Mr. C, and he knows that he's from the Lodge and knows that he's a doppelganger, then it serves to reason that he will be trying to eliminate other people who have connections to the Lodge or other versions of Dougie. Who is the version of the Special Cooper. It's not Dougie anymore now, though. It's become but they were hired to take out who they believe to be Dougie.
Yes, yeah. And everybody still thinks this is Dougie. We're going to see a lot more of him in this episode.
So it makes sense for 2 reasons that it would be Philip Jeffries based on this. Now, the other thing, Argent is also an archaic term.
It's French for money.
It is.
Yep.
Argent. Je voudrais l'argent.
Où est l'argent? Je voudrais vous argent. That means I would like your money.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Exactly.
I'm pointing my finger at James. Not everybody can see that.
Yeah. But not everybody. Yeah. Not anybody.
Oh, yeah. Well, you and I can.
Yes.
All right, keep
but argent is also an archaic term for silver.
Okay.
Nevada is the silver state, which seems like a pointless reference, but there's something that happens later on that brings back a little bit of potential meaning to that.
The Silver Mustang Casino?
So could be. I didn't think of that, but yeah. But there's something else.
Well, okay.
We'll get to that.
Oh, we'll get to it. All right.
Oh, and also the whole thing about one of the motives for Philip Jeffries wanting to kill the Coopers is the whole thing that Cooper saw in his room when he looked through the dimensions at Mike in the lodge, when he said, "One of you must die."
Okay. All right. Mike is the guy with one arm?
Well, I think it's Gerard,
Oh.
who is inhabited by the spirit of Mike. So yes, Mike is technically the one with one arm.
Okay. God. These fucking people are hard enough to keep track of if they weren't all body swapping.
I mean, there's
with
also a
spirits
theory
and ghouls
that
and ghosts and goblins.
that Michael J. Anderson, the person of short stature who has been turned into a tree with a brain on it for this
the evolution
series,
of the arm.
yes, who was the arm, people speculate that he is also Mike.
Okay.
Because he is a part of Mike.
Yeah.
And in the script of Fire Walk With Me, it actually refers to him as Mike.
My theory
instead
is
of the man from another place.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Well, my theory is that that's a microwaved cantaloupe. It's jammed onto the top of a fucking tree and filmed for a show. Can we move on?
Almost. The last thing I want to say is that the whole silver thing. Do you remember when Dougie, the real Dougie, if you want to say real Dougie, was pulled back into the lodge? What happened to him?
Real Dougie back into the lodge. He immediately turned into a gold ball.
Yes, a gold, or to me it looked like a little bronze ball.
Okay, fine, bronze.
So
I like gold because I'm fancy.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder if there's some sort of weird transmutation thing going on here where constructs of beings in the lodge are created via electricity and base metals or something like that.
Could be.
So that's just kind of a weird thing. But I have no freaking idea what 2 means. All I know is that the box that she's communicating with has 2 lights on it.
Yeah.
What does 2 mean? Is it?
So let me back up. So we see this thing. It's sort of just a dingy ass, gross wall with some wiring and
we
some
don't
light.
know where this is.
Yeah, and I had no idea. I mean, I thought this was like a speaker or something mounted to the wall. They didn't reveal anything about what's up, but she is somehow communicating with that little device there with this. But yeah, I think maybe that's a brass ball. You know, like you got brass balls.
Yeah,
Okay, hey, the guy's got big brass balls. Like when you jaywalk in front of a cop.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at those brass balls.
But it's almost like she's afraid to even look at the phone as she's texting, as though that she's.
Which it's like telling your dad that you failed out of college or your mom. You know, it's like she's reporting in a way. She's delivering someone information that she's terrified of how they're going to respond.
So 2 means.
It sounds like
2 is no, 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Maybe.
Job's not done.
James, I'll blink twice if I agree with you, and I'll blink once if I don't.
Got it.
James, when I worked at an office, my favorite thing to do was I tried to teach the guy from Scotland that Americans wink with both eyes. He didn't fucking believe me.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
And also,
all right, I don't work there anymore.
Yeah. When Dougie turns back into that little bronze brass ball, whatever you want to call it, there
gold ball.
It could be a gold ball. I don't know.
King Tut's balls.
Yeah. But when Dougie turned back into that little ball thing, he is told by Mike at that point that you are a construct. You were created by someone for a purpose, and you have fulfilled that purpose. Which makes me think that these little references, the little balls, the little metals, could be other doppelgangers. It could be other constructs. It could be other individuals. Maybe Argent is referencing another person whose base metal is silver, who can materialize in our world via that. It's all very obscure.
Silver, gold, bronze, brass, all kinds of things. Maybe, do you think that's what Geppetto told Pinocchio? You're a construct, I built you for a reason.
Now you have served your purpose.
Now get into bed, boy.
I was going to say the fireplace. But
fucking guy made a boy. He made his own boy. That is perverted and creepy and weird. The only proper way to make a boy is to bang a woman.
He was the founder
of
Handbook.
And then you can have a boy if you want a boy.
Just like Obama was the founder of ISIS.
Yeah, that's what they like to say.
That's so bizarre. That's harder to understand than David Lynch.
Yes, the reality we live in is much more complicated and weirder than David Lynch. So we can at least say that. That's for sure. All right, so should we move on from this one?
Let's stick on this for another few hours.
Yeah, I know. These do go long, guys. Just think of it more like a podcast, and we're kind of have a free-flowing discussion than like some sort of really easily, perfectly planned out go-kart track. Yeah, fun. We're more roaming like Lewis and Clark.
We're trying badly to figure this crap out.
We're trying to figure it out and trying to be entertaining. Oh God! Speaking of look at that. Look at his nipple. I thought they have an areola. What the fuck?
So now we're back in the morgue. Well, not back, but we're in the morgue.
Is there an area? I don't see no areola. I just see a bumpy nipple part.
Yeah, I can see an outline of one.
Yeah, kind of. Wow, I guess it'd be so weird if your areola is the same color as your skin. What's yours? Take off your shirt. Take off your shirt. How about you got dark nipples?
No.
You seem like a dark nipple guy.
Nope.
Are you a pink or brown?
Let's move on.
Come on. White people be having pink and brown nipples. Mine are pink.
That's nice.
They're not symmetrical either. And I've got a superfluous third nipple right above my butt.
Wonderful.
Yes, my genetics need to be ended. All right, so we got a bloody body with a gross corpse that looks like
a bloody body with a gross corpse.
Well, you
it's
know,
kind of the
there's
same
stuff
thing.
there. This is a
The corpse is a body.
What we call a cleave. He's been cleaved open.
So essentially, it's a headless body of a man on a table in a morgue, and the coroner is talking to Detective Dave MacLachlan and another person who's presumably a detective associate of his, but I'm not sure who he is.
Yep. And she said she kind of makes a joke. Yeah, it looks like someone cut his head off. That's the cause of death.
Yeah, I take it she's not around people a lot.
Yeah, and she's sort of a little awkward. Oh yeah, this happened. Fucking Apple. I didn't notice this for. So all right, sorry everybody. We got.
How did you not notice that?
Because it doesn't go. I Chromecast it. For the browser doesn't show up on TV. I mean, it doesn't show up on the TV. It shows up on the laptop.
Oh.
And the laptop's sideways, so I didn't see it right away. So eventually, I did spot it on the laptop. Luckily, I saw it pretty soon. It's only a few more in one here.
Yeah, so there's something important that we kind of missed in the screenshots.
Go ahead.
Is that she says that this man has not eaten for days, which is important.
Yeah.
And that she found something in his stomach, which is a ring, which we can't see.
Sorry.
But the ring,
fucking iTunes.
The ring is inscribed to Dougie with love,
Yeah.
Janie E.
The important part of the scene, they're holding it right in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true for most shots probably, but yeah, so it's like a wedding ring. It's a gold band.
Yeah.
This is so ridiculous. There it is. To Dougie. And there's only a few more with the thing in the front, so bear with us, guys. With love, Janie E. Now that's the wife.
That's her name, yes.
Yeah. Right, the blonde lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
Played by Naomi Watts.
Naomi Watts. Naomi Watts.
So what the heck did that all mean?
The wedding ring.
Yeah, so what is all this stuff?
Shot. Well, first of all, I like that she goes, yeah, I still do stand up on weekends. I thought that was funny. So I assume the body, this is Dougie's ring?
It would presume to be Dougie's ring,
and
yes.
it's in the stomach of an unidentified man.
Yes.
So I don't know, maybe Kevin Spacey from Seven is feeding a fat guy spaghetti, or lasagna.
He hadn't eaten for days.
And fridge slivers.
He hasn't eaten for days.
From the linoleum under the fridge.
No.
I'm making references to another film.
To Seven, yes, of gluttony, but this is the opposite of gluttony because the man hasn't eaten for days.
Oh, this is hunger.
Yes.
The other sin. It wasn't hunger was a sin. I'd be a sinner right now.
Yep, me too.
I'm so hungry I could eat a living horse.
Yep. So for me, I had a couple questions.
Yeah.
First thing is, this is not the first time we've seen a headless corpse of a man. The first time we saw that was in the bed of Ruth Davenport.
But isn't this that corpse?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, it didn't have the chest. Well, okay. Well, we don't. So it's a different corpse.
I interpreted it as it was a different corpse.
Oh, all right.
But maybe if it's not, then.
Well, I assume the chest is opening up because that's how they do an autopsy.
I mean, it's entirely possible that it is, but actually, I don't know.
I think they do a better job than just like what this looks like. This looks like someone just took a big turkey
That looks like Jason did the autopsy. Jason Voorhees.
Yeah. They usually do like a Y cut. They like and like a big one down the middle. Man, what a fucked up job to be an autopsy guy, just like hacking apart human corpses all day long and then going home and banging your kid. I mean, your wife. Or your husband. Not your kids. Well, you know.
That got dark.
I didn't mean.
Okay, so just moving on though.
I should take that part out.
The whole thing about the stomach being empty, to me, what that meant was that this is potentially someone else from the lodge. This is another potential doppelganger who was killed by Philip Jeffries in his hunt to eliminate anybody who comes from that place for an as of yet unknown reason. And the reason I think that It's because when you get pulled back into the lodge, or you get attempted to be sucked back into the lodge, you expel all of your garmambosia. It drains you of all of your abilities.
The cream corn.
The cream corn.
It looks like cream corn.
Cream corn, but it's really pain and sorrow incarnate. It's what fuels the entities from the lodge.
That's what I sleep talk about. Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that his stomach was empty tells me that he was probably barfing it out somewhere, put him in a weakened state, and then Philip Jeffries, through his proxy of Lorraine and Jean, possibly took him out.
Oh, okay.
But why the ring is in there and why it's Dougie's ring, I'm not quite sure. But we do know that the first time we saw Dougie, he was wearing the Owl Cave ring, which means that he may have taken off his own wedding ring at some point to put the Owl Cave ring on instead. Someone else could have potentially picked up the ring, put it on, got mistaken for Dougie, and was killed.
Oh, maybe.
And that's why they're a day late, because they went after the wrong guy. They realized they screwed up.
Yeah.
Possibly. Or maybe there's even more Dougies than we're aware of. Maybe there are multiple Dougies out there. But I wouldn't expect there to be multiple Janies.
Right.
So that part's a little bit up in the air. I'm not entirely sure. It's a mystery, but...
Well, let us know what you guys think in the comments, sir.
We do find out a little bit more about this potential body. If it is the same body that was in the bed with Ruth Davenport, then it still plays into a little bit of extra information we're going to find out pretty soon.
Okay, cool. Yeah, maybe he ate some Cracker Jacks in a wedding ring with Dougie on it. Was the little prize at the bottom. Unlikely, but possible. Not at all possible. Okay, so you good with this one?
Yeah.
All right, so say sayonara, iTunes, you fucking piece of shit program.
Yay.
I hate iTunes. I've never used iTunes and not had to Google for help. It's the worst designed software. It loses things. Menus go missing. It's impossible to know if something's downloading. You think you played it. You don't. The way they organize a whole seasons of episodes, they'll put the bonus shit in the middle of it, and it's, oh, the number 107, 108, 109. Fuck off, iTunes. Steve Jobs must be rolling around in his grave.
You think he's got a big enough coffin that he could do that?
Yes, he's got rounded corners on his coffin. It's very efficient and adorable. Buy an eye coffin.
An eye coffin.
Buy an eye coffin, everybody. All right, I love yelling about iTunes because it makes me angry. And I'm in a bad mood.
I can only afford an eye coffin nano.
It's just a shuffle. You can't even see the screen.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck, I'm in hell, heaven. Which religion is this? Ah. What if all the religions are true and you have to just, it's like a food court at the mall when you die. You just like, okay, I'll be that one. Oh, boy, Hare Krishnas. Oh, fuck, Christians, Hindus. Ah.
They're always out of food because Buddha won't leave.
I want to do whatever ones the swingers are at.
Yeah.
Where they're just all nude and playing with each other's gonads all the time. And you're having buffet food.
Wonderful.
Come on. All right,
so we're in the jail with Mr. C.
This is that Evil Cooper?
Yeah, Evil Cooper,
Bobbleganger. Right? Bob Cooper?
Yeah.
Did we call it? I don't know.
Yeah.
We had some other names for him. So yeah, the guard brings him some food. He says something like, oh, I'm getting food.
But before the door even opens, before the guard even appears, he says something like, now is time for food.
Yes, right.
Which tells us something about this doppelganger guy. Even though he has lost his garmambosia, he has not lost powers and abilities. He has an ability to... Well, we saw when he was hacking into the prison files in one of the prior episodes where he was downloading schematics for a prison, electrical schematics.
Yeah.
Because we assumed he was going after Ray.
Right.
Because he knew Ray was in prison.
Correct.
But now we know that he has some sort of, like, a seventh sense or sixth sense or whatever that is.
Premonitory powers.
Yeah, he has abilities that normal people don't have. And he's starting to kind of showcase that.
Seems like it. But he's still a little bit touched these days.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely drained. His voice is lower. He speaks very slowly. He is not the same person he was after he threw up.
But in a chess match with Dougie, he would destroy Dougie. Because he would move a pawn one square and Dougie would put one of the pawns up his nose and die.
Yeah.
All right, so the guy gives him food. He goes up. And then he has this whole staring thing in the mirror. But then we get a sudden kind of flashback to... an old time, now that's Bob, right? On the left.
That is Frank Silva playing Bob.
Playing Bob. Manic laughter. Yeah! And this was edited really peculiarly. Like, they just jumped back and forth a lot, forward. It was well done, I thought. I mean, it was interesting. It was intense. So this is a moment from, what, season 2?
Yeah.
Way back
this is the doppelganger and Bob in the lodge.
But this is the original Bob.
Yes.
Oh, this is the... Okay, this is not Cooper.
No, that's the doppelganger.
That's the doppelganger. Okay, all right. Because there's like 5 versions of everybody. So, okay, so there they go. And yeah, that was this edited. And then we got this shot. Young and handsome.
This is how season 2 ends, basically.
Look how smooth that forehead is, huh? Pretty sweet. Yeah, and he does this whole move here where he smashes his head. It was... it looked weird the way they did it. But then it's Bob in the mirror. So obviously, you know... whatever, it's the guy. And then if you watch really closely, the face morphed. Did you notice that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Of course you did. James, let me point something out to you. So go ahead. Bob's the old evil Bob is still in there.
So typically what would happen in season 1 and season 2 is that they would show the reflection of Bob in the mirror. Sadly, Frank Silva passed away a number of years ago. That's not possible to do anymore, so they're using computer graphics to enhance his face to showcase that Bob is still a passenger within the doppelganger.
Yeah.
And he says, so you're still with me, that's good. So it shows that not only is he a passenger, but he is a welcome passenger. And it makes me wonder, these abilities that he has, these electrical download abilities, this premonition ability, does that come from him, from being an entity of the Lodge? Or is that coming from Bob?
Yeah, right. I mean, without this Bob inside of him, he probably would be just like Dougie.
Right.
Is that...
Well, possibly. I mean, he was saying he says, good, you're still with me. You're still with me, that's good.
I mean, it's like he's got extra software in his system.
Right, but he didn't know that Bob was there. He might have assumed that when he expelled his Garmonbosia, he also lost Bob.
Yeah.
But now he knows that's not the case.
So yeah, we got to expel the Bobambosia.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so good with this shot here?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right, cool. Let's keep going. Okay, now we got a nice little town with some mountains and some clouds and some fucking parking and stuff. And then a guy looking at shit, bringing Steven, I think, right? And, sir, you want to see me? So this was kind of quick. The guy just kind of lectures him about his terrible resume, which was funny.
Yeah.
Sort of a loser crumb bum. Got kind of, look at that rumpled shirt. What is he, a fucking Postmates driver? That's what I've been doing lately, everybody. It's turning my life into living fucking hell. If you ever want to find any workplaces, just do things, sort of show some respect. Do things probably based on this shit. You'll never get hired here. Look, this is like Gary Busey if he wasn't Gary Busey. Look at that guy. He looks handsome. Yep. Although I do not trust blonde men. Is there anything weirder than a grown man with blonde hair? Grow up.
Not exactly.
Get the fuck out of here. I have blonde hair, but it fell out, so I'm allowed to say it. All right.
You still have it? Somewhere?
On the sides.
Well,
yes.
I mean, like in a bag.
Yes, I kept it all. And I burn a lock of it once every year on my anniversary of when the first one fell out, and ghosts fly around the room and they go, "Oh, you'll never get laid. Women prefer hair." Actually, surprisingly, women do fuck bald guys. They're incredibly tolerant.
But only bald women.
Only bald women. Yeah, I know.
They stick with their kind.
Yep. The only women I can bang are George Costanza.
But the whole point of this scene was to show that the Steven guy is a loser.
Guy's a loser, yeah, and he's out trying to get work. Let's just examine this office. Messy desk. Okay, pal. Deer, gun, goose. Or no, duck.
Duck.
Now, do you think he shot this deer with that gun?
I think that the gun fell from his hands. The deer charged him, and the duck rescued him by pulling the trigger. So he memorialized the duck by stuffing it.
By stuffing it,
Although that does look like a ceramic duck or something.
It does not. Yeah, if that's taxidermy, that's quite a lot of extra kiln juice on it. You know, the glaze or whatever.
Kiln juice.
I think he shot the duck with the sniper rifle.
Could be.
Yep. That's what you do. Wouldn't that be hilarious to shoot? I mean, I don't like to hurt animals, but if you just shot a duck with a big caliber bullet, it just
explodes into a puff of feathers.
Puff of ducks, and it just goes. Another deer, lower. That's lower on the wall. That's a weirdly low. Okay, sorry. I know I'm not making any point. People are probably getting what. Yeah, then he calls him an asshole. So that's the point of it. The guy's a dickhead, and he's got a Dell computer. Great times. Nothing else going on there. Twin Peaks Sheriff's Department. The point of the scene was the guy's a loser.
Yeah.
All right, you said that first,
yes.
And then I said it like 2 or 3 times because I'm stealing from you. So back at the sheriff's office, Robert Forrester,
whose name is
the brother of the guy who's supposed to be in the show,
Sheriff Truman.
That's right.
The brother of Harry Truman.
Harry Truman. His middle name is FDR.
Yeah.
Even more
so
confusing.
basically, he's in Hawk's office because he doesn't want to deal with his wife, Doris.
Right.
And we don't know why he's hiding from Doris, but we find out pretty quickly.
And this is the dumb woman.
Lucy is a treasure.
The box of rocks wearing a sweater.
Lucy's awesome.
She's cute. She does seem nice. Sure she's nice.
She went to your office, but you weren't there.
Yeah, and you weren't there.
She is coming to Deputy Chief Hawk's office, but you are there, or something
like
that.
Yeah, I could have told her that. It was.
She says unnecessary things, which adds to her charm.
It wouldn't be Twin Peaks if we didn't have to hear the unnecessary, mindless ramblings of a maniac, aka me. That's what I sound. Okay, so. And then this actually, I kind of enjoyed this. She just starts shitting on him and yelling at him.
The thing is,
Dwight's got diarrhea.
He is such a stoic, calm, collected, well-composed person who seems like a rock of rationality in the show. And that's kind of the role that Harry Truman served for me in the season 1 and season 2. So I like that he's that. And yet we find out that somehow he has found himself in a marriage with a woman who is exactly the opposite. So the humor in it is trying to figure out, how did these two get together?
Well,
how does he put up with this?
I mean, why does she put up with a leaky pipe, James? I ask you. Why is he not fulfilling his husband duties? James, say the vows. Till death do us part. Till have and to hold. In sickness and in health. With not with leaky pipes.
You think
Amen.
Leaky pipe is a euphemism?
Yes. Yes. Or
a leaky faucet.
Her nipples are leaking. Both of them.
Oh, no, I'm not.
You shouldn't have said that.
And it's creating black mold.
They're dripping sriracha sauce, and the bugs love it. They all know about, the leaky pipe. But, I mean...
So she just berates him about things that are inconsequential, things that she could have taken care of herself. Things as like, I can't watch a bucket all day, Frank. Well, get a bigger bucket.
Yeah, he does how to get a bigger bucket.
So now I can get a bigger bucket, but I can't buy the rug that I wanted, Frank?
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
I mean, if they're a husband and wife duo, she could schedule like an appointment to fix them.
Yeah.
But black mold is no laughing matter. We had it we had a vacation, like a fishing thing, and it turned into, we got black mold everywhere. We tried to paint over it, and it didn't work, and it was a fucking mess. And my dad and I had to cough for a summer. Fucking sucked. Nice. So I'm just saying, James, maybe you should respect the lower life forms a little more.
Now I see why Frank would prefer to be at work.
to hide in his subordinate's office. Fair enough, I get it, but he just kind of takes it and doesn't really have much to say. So what's the point of the scene other than that showing that there's a dichotomy?
I think it's just giving us a little bit of a look into his life when he's not at work, to kind of see how cool and collected can this man stay even under these kind of circumstances. Yeah, I think it speaks to his character a lot.
Sure, it does. Yeah, and he probably loves her and is loyal.
And it's just a quirky, wacky scene.
Yeah. You're impossible. That's what James says to me after we record every one of these.
Yes.
No one ever gets to hear it. All right, so, Dougie's house. Kid goes to the car, mom's running around. Sonny Jim Jones. But her other son, the mentally disabled Dougie.
I would say more the house dog.
Yeah, he's like a Roomba. Just go here. Actually, Roombas have purpose. Roombas are really good husbands. And he's wearing Kermit the Frog's skin.
Which was Dougie's style.
Dougie liked to dress up in colorful jackets.
Which made me really wonder, is like, when are we going to see the people that Dougie hangs around with? Are they going to be dressed in the same way? Is it going to legitimize his bizarre wardrobe choices? Is this the world, the environment he lives in?
Someone's wearing Grover's thing. Someone's got the Fonzie bear. Maybe one of them's just a tall woman and you only see her below the knees. Wearing striped socks.
Make your dreams come true.
Nice one.
I know the whole song.
Keep going. Just kidding, don't. So she's like, you're going to go give this guy money.
Well, basically she says that, I took the money, I hid it in our special secret spot. It's $425,000. What you're going to do is you're going to go to work, you're going to call them, set up a time, and pay them their $50,000.
Yeah.
And later on she says something like, remember, call them, and no more drinking and gambling.
Yeah.
So this establishes something for us, and I'll get back to this part, because this part is really important.
The tears, yeah.
But it's kind of like passing by temporarily. It kind of establishes that Dougie was a philanderer of women at some point. We find out a little bit more about that he was a drinker, he was a gambler, he was a guy who liked to enjoy life. He was a fun-loving, not necessarily the most faithful guy in the world, but he got into some trouble with some people. But I think this is a red herring. I think this is making us assume that Jean and Lorraine are after him for money, because it's kind of trying to draw a parallel to that, but I think that has nothing to do with it. I think that this is Philip Jeffries coming after him, and Lynch is trying to kind of throw us off the track. But the important thing I want to talk about here is the fact that the entire time that Janie E is talking to Dougie, he's locking eyes with Sonny Jim Jones.
Right here, yeah.
And a tear rolls down his face. Yeah. Why do you think that is?
Because he knows he's trying to squeeze a fart. Look at that face. That's a fart face. I think he's connecting to his real Agent Cooper's on the inside going, I was a boy once and now I'm a fucking wrinkled old man. And it sucks. My back hurts.
I still think that Sonny Jim is carrying the spirit of the giant. And I know that because Agent Cooper has spent 25 years in the lodge, he can see things that normal people can't. Because remember when he was in his room, I mentioned this before, but he could see Mike in the lodge. And Mike even said, you can see me, can't you?
Dougie could see Mike in the lodge, yeah.
Well, no, not Dougie, Cooper.
Oh, Cooper. This guy, though.
Yes, this is Cooper, not Dougie.
Right. Okay, but they all call him Doug. Yeah, you're right. I'm not.
Cooper,
You're right. That is
Cooper
Dougie.
could see Mike.
Cooper.
So that makes me believe that Cooper is now able to see the giant sitting in the back seat, and he's remembering his situation, but he knows that he's still stuck. He can't really break out of it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the emotions are emerging despite his inability to fully express them.
Okay.
And another thing that makes me think that that is actually the giant in there, and this is going to sound wacky, but there was in the prior episode when we were first introduced to Sonny Jim, people were speculating the same thing that I was, that he was the giant, but they were taking it a step further. They were saying that he was blinking backwards.
The kid was.
Yeah. And in this shot, there was a very deliberate, very distinct double blink that he does.
Is there? Okay.
And I believe that was them trying to say, look, he's blinking backwards. This is the giant. This is Cooper having a connection to him and showing us a little bit of himself coming through again.
Okay. I'll go with it. Yes. My answer is I agree. Sounds great. I like
it. It just seemed too intentional to be a coincidence.
Yeah, and the tear, who knows? I mean, what, I don't know.
Oh, another thing is that she's taking Sonny Jim to school, and then she's saying, oh, well, I'll drive you too because I don't know where your car is.
Yeah,
and bear in mind, his car is still at Rancho Rosa, parked there with Dougie Love and the license plate being staked out by Gene and Lorraine.
When we were first introduced to him.
Yeah, and we do know from
Jade.
Yes, and from a prior episode, we know that Gene and his goons put what looked to be like a tracking device underneath his car.
Yes, correct. Right. And so back to Rancho Rosa. Is there any significance to circling the two R's? I assume that must be something, right?
Well, I mean, there is...
Or maybe they're trying to say Ancho Osa.
I mean, that's the production company, but the circle around him, I don't know, because there is a very famous location here, the Double R Diner. Mm-hmm. Double R's, both circled R's.
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know.
The railroad, something. Look at this kid. He's wearing Kermit the Frog clothes. No, I don't know. All right. Bunch of white people from Sears. Okay, so, vroom, car drives by. There's Dougie's car. It says Dougie Love.
Good old Gene.
That's Gene?
I think that's Gene.
Okay, because we have other goons in a different car, right?
Yep, getting there.
Yep, so then these guys come by and off they go.
Over the little speed bump.
The circle. This is like just one of those defunct, overbuilt neighborhood. Everything's for sale, so most of these houses are probably empty, so not much going on. Great place to bang hookahs. Why did I pronounce it like that? And then another car comes by. You know, hey, gangsters, why don't you be a little more fucking nondescript?
Yeah.
Could you stand out more with a vehicle like that?
And these are clearly younger guys, heavy metal music blasting out there, and they're staring at Dougie's car.
Dougie car.
Which makes us wonder, are they connected to Gene and Lorraine?
Douge Love.
Yeah, are they here for a different purpose? We'll find out.
So here's the theory I had when you were saying this earlier about that it's a red herring. Mm-hmm. I think there is a casino debt. They do owe somebody 50 grand. That's not fake.
Okay.
And so they're going to have competing goon squads.
So you think these guys are the guys who are working on behalf of someone else to get back the gambling debts?
I don't know who's who, but I bet you this car is cooler than the other car. I'm basing it on how cool the car is than this one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
They're both cool. These are like GTA 5. Like if you pick a cool gangster car. But then you got this car. I think these guys are from Philip Jeffries, and they're like the bigger, more funded. They're the corporate evil that's global, and the other dudes are just local LA or local Vegas evil.
I have to differ with you on that one. I have to think that the other that Lorraine and Gene are with Philip Jeffries because she's texting to Argent.
Okay, fine. Then these are them, but switch it.
Yes.
Okay.
Switch it, and I'm in agreement with you.
All right, there you go. I like that. I didn't know who the fuck is who in which car, but you could tell. So, all right, yeah. But great car. It does look cool, but come on. It's not cooler than my 04 Subaru. All right. 2 of the speakers still work, James.
Nice.
2 of them. If you round it up, it's like all 4 work. All right. So more cars. This is the office complex. Nice woody wagon. Why the hell do you want your car to look like it's part wood?
Because
Come on.
It reminds me of Vegas Vacation, Christmas Vacation with the Griswolds.
Well, yeah, it did have it. And the station wagon Mike family had when we were kids. Yeah. We had a woody station wagon. What if you had a horse and you had like a wood panel along the side of it? All right, so get out of the car, Doug. He's just such a nincompoop. He doesn't know shit. He just sits there like a lump.
Is she really a loving wife? She's not really... Shouldn't she take him to a doctor or something?
He's not offering her any affection.
But he clearly needs help, and yet she is not.
Well, he needs to go to the doctor. Yeah, he's like, if anybody was behaving, like if you were suddenly just sitting there comatose, practically, and I had to yell at you to get you to put your pants on, I would, first of all, I would wrap you up in a towel because I couldn't handle looking at that giant beef you got slinging around there, James. Hey, leave the carpet alone there, long dick. And then I would take you to the doctor and have him look at you, or just leave you outside the fire station.
Take all the $1 bills out of my pockets.
So, I mean, this is just busy. Got to get the kids to school. Got to get the guy. Fucking, I didn't even want to do this, you know. And he's been kind of a cheating guy, but you know the money stuff. He's got something important they've got to take.
It doesn't seem like they have a loving relationship.
No, he's fucking hookers and gambling constantly, and she's holding together the household. But you know, they've shared in the pain of this money that they owe. Because when he showed her the money, she was so relieved. So yeah. By the way, this is a great yoga position. They call this the bad husband. And then honestly, so then he comes by. So do you have a lot to say about this statue?
Oh, absolutely.
I had the feeling. God damn it. All right, go ahead.
Okay, well, what impression do you get from the statue?
1950s Boy Scout shooting a gun. I don't know, because the shirt's tucked in. People these days don't do that anymore.
The face doesn't look familiar to you?
No. Why would that look familiar? What?
Because it's clearly David Bowie.
That's David... What?
That's David Bowie.
That's not what I expected you to say at all. He's got a nice slender build like David Bowie.
That's him, though.
Is that like a true verified
When
thing?
I saw it, I thought it was him, and I Googled David Bowie statue, Twin Peaks, and a lot of other people think the same thing.
Oh, that's fucking nonsense.
So there's another reference to
bullshit.
Philip Jeffries, because in Fire Walk With Me, David Bowie portrayed the character of Philip Jeffries.
Oh, okay, so David Bowie's in the show. All right, fair enough.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so it's David Bowie.
And
Why?
Okay, so he's pointing a gun as well. And we know that Dougie has been carried through his journey so far by being greatly helped by people leading him along a path. And he mimics things.
Yeah.
He mimicked the guy saying where he lives in the casino. That's how he got back home. He mimicked the guy doing hello, and that's how he got his comedic little thing.
He mimicked Jade by going out and banging a businessman from Topeka.
Yes, that was in the deleted scenes.
Yep.
And now he's mimicking the statue who is pointing towards the building that he needs to go to, and it's almost as though it's driving him forward.
Oh, okay. So that's the thing. They're pointing the gun at the building.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. Okay, I think you're onto something there. What the hell is this thing? Balloon? Red shit on a big pile of frosting?
It looks like some sort of like ice cream sculpture or something.
A weird sculpture, something that Willy Wonka would have.
Yeah, and again, as happenstance would happen, the guy who was going out to get coffee for the morning staff meeting knows Dougie, recognizes them, and takes him to where he needs to go.
Well, he finds himself a little lost here.
Yeah, this awkward childlike thing standing around.
Yeah, the women are all really hot in this scene for some reason. I'm not sure if it's okay with me. But I want to point this out. So the guy walks up with the coffee. 8 coffees. I know some of them are tea.
Green tea latte.
Green tea latte, correct. And those are empty cups. Empty, 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 empty. I see it, and it's a thing in films. It's a trope. They don't use liquid in cups because it's a pain in the ass to have liquid. People carry... Have you ever carried one coffee?
It would be very heavy. And
it would be his whole body language, the way he would present that thing, that weight on him. That's harder than carrying a baby.
Maybe he's got a lot of experience doing that.
No. Look at this. Look at this guy. Come on. Outrageous. Anyway, we'll see a lot more of the coffee thing. We'll get into that more. So yeah, I mean, look at, geez.
Everybody's got coffee over there.
Yeah, they're all holding their empty cups of coffee too. So okay, there they go. You don't carry coffee like that. He's slipping. He's moving around. He's getting right into the elevator.
Something else I noticed on this screen, though.
The time?
The time. What time is it?
It is 9. Oh, well, almost 9. 5 to 9. 8:55.
Right. But if you look at it differently, it's pointing sort of at the 9 and at the 11. 9/11.
9/11.
What was the crack lady across the street from Dougie's car screaming? 119. 119. Counterclockwise, you read it, 119.
Oh my God. Amazing.
What does it mean? Probably nothing.
Probably nothing. Could be just 9/11, you know.
Just one thing that jumped out at me.
Never forget.
I have no explanation for it, though.
I like it. Fair enough. Elevator rings. He gets in. He doesn't know he's supposed to turn around in an elevator. Which, by the way, I guess you don't have to turn around. I think this is the most rational thing he's done in this whole movie. I mean,
and it really kind of showcases how oversized his jacket is.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, he's lost some weight and stuff because the new coupe is thinner than old eating whore or fucking eating buffet crabs.
Dougie Love.
Yeah, Dougie. If I was a Vegas guy, I would be so fat. I would just bang hookers and eat all you can eat crab legs all day long. It'd be my whole life until I died.
Nice.
It'd be like leaving Las Vegas, but with hookers and crabs.
Yeah, so this is probably one of the strongest parts of
Coffee?
Cooper returning.
Coffee? Oh!
He recognizes it, he goes for it, and he
He says, "I'll give you Frank's." All right, fine, no big
destroys
deal.
it.
And he goes,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah." So he's a drug addict.
Yes, and that line right there,
damn good Joe.
huge reference to the original Cooper from the original 2 seasons.
Damn good Joe. That's my impression.
Fine cup of coffee.
Fine cup of coffee. Great stuff. I like it. So, but he's just all into it. He even creeps out these people. Some insurance type of place. Lucky 7.
So now we know Lucky 7 Insurance is the place that he works. We can see on the right-hand side when he walks by that the logos for the company are 2 dice or 2 die.
What? Right here?
You keep going to the right.
Wait.
Well, the camera will pan to the right as you go forward.
Oh, if we have
there.
What? Oh, these guys here.
Yes.
These are the 2 dice. Okay. Oh, nice call. I like that.
So it kind of has a reference back to the casino, a reference to Nevada, Las Vegas.
This is so funny. This is me with soy sauce, though. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Into a meeting. I'm watching this. I'm thinking this is not going to go well. This shit is not. He's not going to handle these business types real well. And then a fella comes in. Hey, buddy! Grab backy, slap back, grab. Took me a while to realize who was playing this man. I didn't catch it immediately. That's our old pal Tom Sizemore.
Really?
Suck Professor favorite.
Oh. Ugh.
What do you mean that's not Tom? You don't think?
No, I'm not disagreeing with you, but it's just like.
If you said David Bowie, I would have.
No, I'm
slap you upside your head.
I'm not a fan of Tom Sizemore.
What? Because of real life stuff?
Doesn't he? Isn't he a wife beater?
Oh yeah, I think so. Well, he's good in Heat.
Well,
you know that diner scene where he leans over and he stares at the guy?
I think the moment you hit your wife, any positive accomplishments go out the window.
What if I just punched James right now? Wait a minute. You could punch me. Why did I say that? I wasn't trying to imply that you're my wife.
Yes.
You're my husband.
Of course.
God damn it.
But anyway, he's making comments to Dougie about, oh, your hair is different, you lost some weight, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Indistinct chatter. and they get into work. Didn't get your note. Tell to your wife, Darren. So he's up to something.
So
with
Darren
her.
has apparently been hitting on this woman for some time.
That's what it seems like. Yep, they've got some
She
sort of
is
office
not
place
interested.
romance. Him, of course, still into his drugs.
Frank sees his name on the cup.
Oh man. Oh shit, dude, this sucks. I thought he was gonna. Frank was actually like kind of like what you'd be like, ugh. But he goes, all right, fine, I'll take the green latte. He's like, I don't want it. And then he goes, okay, give, I'll try.
And the other thing is, we kind of know from this that no one else is dressed like Dougie. Dougie is just a unique bird.
Yeah, he's just standing there. Yeah, he does. He looks like a squirrel at a raccoon factory. Why did I go with 2 rodents? I should have said a bird at a red. Right. Okay. Green tea. At least they bothered putting a tea thing in there.
So first he didn't want it, and he was like, oh, well, I'll try it anyway. And then he turns into like a child, like,
yeah, he kind of really digs it. Look at him there.
This is bizarre.
Yeah. Now, for some reason, this guy's sitting at like a weird desk in the corner.
Well, he's the boss, just signing stuff before he comes to the conference
But why
table.
does he have? What is this? A school? Did they steal this from a local university?
No, he needs. It makes sense to me. Like sometimes the boss kind of sits back on his own while everyone sits at the table and discusses while he handles some business before he joins the meeting and becomes someone that is approachable.
Oh, it's a table. Okay,
yeah,
it's a table inside. I thought it was a strange desk with an odd, like this desk you slide into that looked like
like a child's school desk.
Yeah, like
or
a
something.
school desk with the desk built into the chair. All right, I have a fucked up head. All right, so cut the shit, Dougie. Dougie's just such a like. This makes me want to get a job by showing up at some office and standing around until the people tell me to go somewhere. Which ones are those? Forensics made Littlefield for. So now I'm talking about insurance claims, and then I don't know if I got a shot of it though, but right here, this is Dougie saying he's lying, or this is Cooper. But what I missed was there was like a flash of green on Sizemore's face. There was like a little blinky of green. Did you catch that?
I did not, but I
definitely saw that.
So that possibly answers the question I'm about to ask you then.
All right, hit it.
Because we know that Cooper is becoming more himself because he's not always mimicking something. He's lying is not something he mimicked from someone else. That's coming directly from him. So the question I would have, though, is this Agent Cooper's true FBI profiling skills and FBI intuition coming through? Or is this similar to what Bobbleganger Mr. C has for being in the lobby of the lodge for so long?
I don't know.
Are these latent abilities that are returning to him? Because we know he's still imprinted by the lodge, because he still has the ability to see Mike in the lodge, and presumably, if my theory is right, still has the ability to see the giant through the child.
Yeah. If that's, the giant through the child thing is crazy. Yeah, it could be. I mean, I would assume Cooper will slowly reassert himself somewhat, unless he needs a lot of outside help, which is, I assume, when the agents come find him finally, Miguel Ferrero and
when
David Lynch.
When he drank the coffee, though it was too hot for him and they kind of spilled it originally, he screamed, "Hi!"
Yeah, hi!
Which, again, is not mimicking.
Yeah.
So is it almost as though every time he drinks coffee, he has this, like, period of lucidity where he can kind of sort of come back for a few seconds?
Yeah, like a college student studying for finals.
Yeah.
Get all fucked up on caffeine and Adderall and having a nice body. All right, so they're like, what? Yeah, why'd you call me a liar, bitch, huh? So anyway, I was expecting Tom Sizemore because he's kind of a goon to like get crazy, but he just sort of like yelled at him a little bit. But this guy's he's a medical patient. Everybody has to hold him up, walk him around. Look at his tie out. His thing is too long. That's crazy. Bushnell Mullins. What does that mean, James? Anything?
That's his name. That's the boss's name.
Oh, it's the boss's name. All right.
And he even has a poster behind him that you'll see in a second.
Okay.
Of his earlier days, Bushnell Mullins, Battling Bud.
Battling Bud! Which,
I might point out, is a reference to one of Lynch's earliest works called Sailing with Bushnell Keeler.
Wow.
He went on a sailing trip with a friend of his and just filmed it and made it really weird.
Cool. I've heard it's tougher than the rest.
Yeah.
All right. So, to call my why would you call my agent a liar? So Dougie's just being a weirdo at the office here, but he wants to tell him. Oh yeah.
But this is where
he gives him some homework.
Yeah, where the guy says you mess with my best agent, and Cooper responds with agent because that resonates with him because he is Agent Dale Cooper. Then he says case files, and that resonates again. Case files because that's something that relates to his work in the FBI.
Yes.
These are little pin pricks in the
pings. Maybe is the word you're looking for. Like a submarine. Bing.
No, I was thinking like a sheet with light behind it and little pin pricks in the sheet,
allowing
the light to come through.
Nope, mine was better. Nope. I'm totally joking.
Okay.
But that's how they used to do Star Wars lights, right? They would have a black sheet with a bunch of
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, pinpricks. I like yours. Pinpricks.
Or you can say pinholes.
Pinholes. Pricks. Okay, so
his love of coffee has side effects.
Coffee it is a diuretic, or caffeine's a diuretic, and it makes you piss. And man, boy, does he not have life skills. This guy's he's just
standing there as though he's trying to fight through it.
Just dealing with this physical, biological process that is far past where it needs to be, but he has no idea what to do. And of course, this beautiful woman comes by, finds him.
This is the woman that Darren was hitting on.
And she even goes, I was thinking maybe I'll let you kiss me now. There, like even right now, while he's being all weird. I mean, after he pees.
But the thing is, it makes me think this kind of reinforces that Dougie was a womanizer. That he was, like I said before, like a guy who liked to have a good time.
Yeah.
And that he too was kind of being flirtatious with her, and she's finally coming around at the wrong time.
Right. Like this makes me want to be a filmmaker and just write scenes where I get to like have women tell me they want to kiss me.
Yeah.
Ew, she's super hot. And then she hears him in there moaning, and she makes her laugh a little. So there you go. Anything else to add?
No, not really.
Silver Mustang
Silver
Casino.
Mustang.
Look at that. The daylight. Okay, fine. In the room here, they're on their way up. This guy's a little scared.
Supervisor Burns. He was the guy who was threatening Cooper in the last time we saw him.
Okay.
Saying, promise me you'll come back, or something like that, as he clinched the bag and shoved it over to him.
Yes, you and I had a slight disagreement about that whole scene.
But he was rightfully being confrontational with him because this is threatening his employment.
Yeah, that was...
His job is to not let people walk away with profit.
Right, and that's what I was saying was, like, I know that not this is not what we disagreed about, but I was saying they're not gonna let you get 30 jackpots. They're gonna let you get 2 or 3 in a row before they stop.
But he let it ride.
Yeah, I know. And but I don't know what the rules are, but like they can't stop somebody if they're not doing. But the way they detect cheating is they detect rates of winning, as far as I understand. Like they know that you're cheating at blackjack if they see that you're winning at a rate that you shouldn't be winning at.
Yeah.
So they'll intervene because it's their money and they can fucking do whatever they want because they're in charge because the customer is not always right.
Yeah. So Burns is nervous.
Yeah.
And he is told they're on their way up. Up comes Jim Belushi and another man who is also a very famous actor. You'd recognize him from Heroes. You'd recognize him from American Horror Story.
Oh. Never.
I think it was in Carnival.
Okay. Right.
Who nicely enough
man.
was also starred and worked with Michael J. Anderson, who played the man from Another Place.
All right.
Who I read his whole Facebook page. He had a really, really, really bad falling out with David Lynch.
This guy did here.
No, Michael J. Anderson.
Oh, Michael J. Okay.
And that's why he's now a tree.
Yeah, they turned him into a tree.
Yeah, really, really bad blood going on between those two. It's
Rightful, or because one of them's crazy?
Well, I mean, we can get into that some other time. It's disappointing.
All right, maybe we should make a video about that. That sounds interesting. So anyway, Jim Belushi, you know, these guys are mean business because they both have these tie things, and these holder jewelry. All right, I don't know. Something about being a mob boss that makes you wear jewelry. I'm not even saying they're mob boss; they're casino owners. Are these the owners? Whatever. They're
like
here
an enforcement squad almost. And then you see
but we don't know what their position is exactly.
Yeah, but we see these women are here with them for some reason, and they almost look like
they're showgirls.
Yeah, but what are they doing in the room?
Cocktail waitress.
Why are they there?
They're positioned almost like they're props, like they're just mannequins leaned up against the wall to sit there, look bored and still.
Yeah, and what struck me about them is that the feathers coming off of the top of their heads. They each have one. Actually, one looks like they have like two on there, and the color of the dress. It was like, are these supposed to be like some sort of weird reference to the marshmallow bunnies? Is it about the bunnies?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
The bunnies.
No, I know the bunnies. So at the Chief Hawk's or the conference room.
Yeah.
Where the woman breaks down about the bunnies. But what does that got to do with these girls? Are you saying the feather on their head is like bunny ears?
Yeah, and the like Easter colored pink dress.
Have you been to Vegas?
No.
The women all have feathers on their heads. They give you one at the border. You walk in and they put a feather on your head.
Yeah, it's a loose connection, but it reminded me of that for some reason.
I'm gonna have to say that's. My opinion is that's not accurate, but you could be onto something. Maybe somebody in the comments can illuminate us.
Yeah, I do actually have a theory about the whole bunny thing and something missing, and it's not this.
Absolutely something to the bunnies. I'm just saying feathers on some showgirls or waitresses' heads in Vegas. To me, that doesn't connect to the bunnies at all. In my view,
big ear-like things coming up.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope. Totally wrong. Because this is very common in Vegas.
It's common in Vegas for people to get chewed out and beaten down to the floor while three girls stand and watch.
That's what I think the point of the women in the scene is, to show us how normalized this kind of brutality is in this industry. I think that's why they're there. I think as a filmmaker, you put somebody in the room who looks innocent, but they have no reaction to the violence that occurs in front of them. Therefore, you're showing how normalized all the violence is. That's how.
Are they even there though?
Maybe not. Maybe they hopped away to lay eggs.
Rabbits don't lay eggs.
Yes, they do at Easter. Why do you think the Easter bunny is a bunny?
Okay.
Right?
So...
Come on, think it through.
So he tells
Jesus is risen,
James.
And he's laying eggs.
Yes.
Some of them have quarters
in them. If he lays an egg and he sees the egg shadow, he goes back into his cave for
6 more weeks of Easter. My family loves Easter, and I'm always like, what the fuck are we doing this for? Nobody hears. I mean, me and my brothers are like the atheists, but like, you know, like everybody's like, oh yeah, we're Christian. I'm like, no, you're not. None of you people go to church. You don't fucking talk like that shit. Okay. Why are we celebrating the crazy? It's because it's family. People like being around family and stuff. I understand that part of it, but I'm always just like, what are we doing? It's Easter. Nobody here believes this crap. They pretend they don't. It's just that really generic, low level. Yeah, we're white, we're Christian.
Yeah. No, they say it because they feel like they're supposed to say it, but they don't embody any of the aspects that would show that they're devout in that belief.
Devout in the specifically religious way. They're good people.
Or in the practice of what would, okay.
Yeah, but I'm always just like, what are we doing Easter? It's because it's cultural. It's not religious. It's cultural.
Anyway.
All right, sorry.
But he accuses
Take that, jerk!
Supervisor Burns of being in on it.
Yep. So he just nails him.
Yeah. Finds out it's $425,000, which shows that Janie E does have counting skills.
Yes. Yeah.
And starts beating him mercilessly, kicking him quite a bit.
And the women don't react, but he beats him up and
then fires him.
And then you're fucking fired, which should be the new slogan. That should be the slogan on our money. E pluribus unum should be replaced with that, considering how.
Then Bradley Mitchum, who's played by Jim Belushi, gets right up in his face and threatens him and says, leave town and don't come back.
Leave town, stay out of here, and bring me more tie jewelry. And then he goes, you got the job now, Kai. So he's the new guy.
And I think the new guy is pit boss Warwick.
Pinky ring. Always a bad sign.
Yeah, so basically, if this guy ever comes back, you are going to let us know.
Yeah, and that's basically it. So, okay, so now we're at the car. We're with the device under the car.
And remember the little kid,
Rancho Rosa, with the drugged up family across the street.
Yeah, so the kid was really fascinated by what they put under the car, but he couldn't go out there because his mom was like on a high kick and...
She's a little drugged out. This is a part where my finger got a little heavy on the print screen, so we got a whole bunch of the kid here.
So it's practically the whole show at this point.
I do fall asleep later in this one, but I think my finger just got heavy. I've been working a lot.
You want me to take the screenshots from now on?
No, it's fine. I lay back and I was exhausted. I've been out in the sun, or at least driving my car around all day, and it's fucking hot, and I was just lean. Yeah, it just fell. You know, how do you not fall asleep? It's the best thing in the world. Okay, there's a kid.
Oh my God.
Well, there's not much more. It'll. We got every shot.
Jesus.
We really are stealing this entire fucking show. Shop. Okay, he sees his
this
mom.
This is pretty much just an animated GIF now.
Yeah. There's more to it. Oh, look, she's breathing.
We can see her breathing. Jesus.
Look at that. I wish I had a stomach that looked that good. My stomach looks like a pie disaster. Kind of literally, it'd be a good name for a stomach, a pie disaster.
So we know the door opened because the light just changed.
The light changes. She keeps
and now she's asleep. The little boy is free to go outside.
Little kid does his own thing. A lot of children of drugged up parents are just.
So do you remember what was being texted to Argent on the phone?
2.
Just 2.
Yeah.
So what's on his shirt?
1.
Big red number 1. Is it connected? I don't know.
That's unlikely. Maybe it's this
nothing is ever put someplace in shows like this for no reason.
I think it's obviously on purpose, but this fucking rock over here could be. It's the god of the show, the rock, because it had a hairy bush around it.
Could be.
Could be. You don't know. Okay, so then the little thing's blinking, blinky bleep. The kid comes over.
He wants to know what it is
because he saw the men put it there.
Yeah.
So he's investigating. What the heck? And he just touches it. He doesn't take it off or anything. And
he tries to, but he gets stopped.
Right. He gets interrupted. Goons come in with heavy metal. First of all, hey, goons, step 1, turn the radio off. Don't draw attention to yourself. It's bad enough that you got the car. Come on. And then they yell at the kid. He throws a rock at him.
Yeah. So are they just
rude.
common car thieves who were like, staking out the car, noticing that it hadn't moved for a bunch of days, that it was probably safe to steal? Or are they connected to the person that Dougie owes 50 grand to and they're coming to collect?
Good questions. I don't know the answer. My sense is they were more than just car thieves. Seems weird that they would just pick this car here, but I guess it's possible. The kid, good casting choice. Kid looks like a ratty ass kid. And they get in the car. He starts doing the thing. They get the gear. This looks like a real gear. Like this looks like a thing you might use to break in.
Sure it is.
But then all of a sudden, boom! They didn't even show the explosion. They just wrecked the car, probably a different car, and they cut it. It was all done with editing. They're not, and then. So what blew up though? Was it the device below? Was a bomb?
What I initially thought was like a tracking device turns out to be a bomb, which tells us for a definitive fact that whoever is in charge of Lorraine and Jean wants him dead. This was a hit. This was not trying to extort money out of him. This was not for any other purpose other than to kill Dougie.
Yes, right. And they jump in their car and they take off. The fire's burning. Boom, boom. Bodies. Oh, we got a torched corpse on the ground. Gross. Death. Destruction.
And the one time we need her to yell 911.
Oh, look, she's got a drool coming out of the corner.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's nice. That looks like me when I lost my virginity. All right, so then she gets up. She kind of starts to know, oh, shit, that's trouble. Something's going on across the street. Better call the authorities. Cut to the yellow Jeep, which we've seen before. This is my favorite character, Jade. The hooker. I like her. She's cool. So you got a John in the state of Washington, huh? And he goes, oh, yeah, I keep finding this thing here.
Needs toilet.
Yeah, you gotta, yeah. He goes, yeah, I do. That's where I pee. I drive up there every time I gotta go. 315. So that's the hotel room.
And
the numbers that were on the plug in that weird.
Right. That's the hotel room that Cooper stayed in the Great Northern Hotel.
Right.
And I could jump to a point I wanted to make at the very end, but I'll make it right now.
Make it now.
So essentially, a key like that has something written on the back that says, drop it in the mailbox and it'll be delivered back to the place.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, what was the one thing... What's the problem with Dougie right now? I mean, and by Dougie, I mean Cooper. Because Dougie's dead or gone.
The problem is the real person is not in control.
Right. He's almost trapped within his own body.
Right.
He is living another man's life,
he's
wearing another man's coat, wearing another man's clothes, which is constantly referred to as, oh, you lost some weight, that doesn't fit you anymore.
Yeah.
His clothes don't fit, his shoes don't fit, his life doesn't fit, his family doesn't fit.
You must have quit. The glove,
Right.
The glove don't
But if you consider all this kind of stuff, what's the phrase when you're mimicking someone else's life, when you're walking in someone else's shoes? He's literally doing that.
Yeah.
And what was the one thing that he left behind when he transitioned out of the lodge back to reality?
His shoes.
His shoes came off.
Oh, well put
And
together.
what was the first thing Jade mentioned to him when he stepped out of the house for the first time?
Your shoes.
Dougie, your shoes.
Yeah.
So there are constant references to shoes in this series.
Interesting.
Another thing is that Mike, the character who inhabits Gerard, what was his profession?
Shoe
He
salesman.
was a shoe salesman. And Mike is wearing him like a suit. He's walking in Gerard's shoes.
Oh, man.
And
All right.
in season, I think it was season 2 of the original series, there was a piece of crap wife beater guy named Leo, who becomes somewhat like comatose. He's kind of trapped in his own body.
Okay.
He's drooling and looking around, but he can't speak, he can't walk, he can't move on his own. And he blurts out at one point, out of the blue, and scares everyone. He screams, "New shoes!"
Oh, wow. All right.
And there's a meaning to that. There's something hidden in a pair of shoes that he has and so
Gotcha.
forth. But just like Cooper is, Leo was trapped in his own body and makes the shoe reference.
Okay. Yeah, and look, a tire. These are the shoes of a car.
Yes.
Yep, totally.
But it makes me wonder, though, because...
You're definitely onto something with the walking a mile on the other guy's shoes.
Okay,
so
but
I think
going
that's
back
cool.
to this, they're going to send the keys back. The keys are going to go back to the Great Northern Hotel.
Yeah.
So, the Great Northern Hotel, Cooper was in room 315. When the key comes back, I guarantee the police department's going to be like, holy crap, this was missing for 25 years. What's the riddle? Something is missing. It relates to Agent Cooper.
Oh, okay.
And it has something to do with your heritage. Something is missing. The key has been missing. The key relates to Agent Cooper. And what
Okay.
relates to your heritage? The White Lodge, the lodge where Cooper used to be, maybe.
Yeah.
Or the Great Northern Hotel has a lot of Indian iconography around it.
Maybe his heritage is just like not that far back, because they're talking
Yeah.
about his Indian heritage, but
Yeah.
maybe they mean, hey, when
Maybe.
you were like 20 years
There
ago.
even
I'm
is
making that
no.
up.
There even is a scene in one of the original series, I think season 1, where Cooper directly says, "Hawk, if I'm ever missing, I hope they send you to find me."
Okay.
Do you think that they kept his room exactly the way it used to be? Do you think that he has a pair of shoes back in room 315? Do you think the fact that the plug had 15 and then 3 on it means that it's saying that he needs to travel and go back to room 315? And do you think that when he gets there somehow, I don't know how, he's going to slip on that pair of shoes and boom, we got Cooper back?
Well, that's a good theory. I don't know. What do you guys tell us in the comments? I can't add any insights into that. That's well thought out, though. I think you might be onto something there, James. Some of the other things you say sound like hogwash. No, I'm just joking. That one sounds a little like it has a little more meat on the bones, is what I mean.
And the women in the dress are all rabbits.
And the women dresses are rabbits.
All rabbits. There are three bunnies in the plastic.
I mean, there is
the
a thing-
bunnies are in the plastic. Laura Palmer was found wrapped in plastic, dead. Laura is the bunny. Bunnies are dead.
Fair enough, true. And they do sexualize bunnies with like the Playboy bunny, you know,
Yep.
hey everybody, let's go fuck some bunnies. Okay, fair. Yeah. All right. I like the way you think, and I would like to hire you to be my deputy chief hawk.
Double R Diner / Cafe.
Oh yeah,
The
with
RR.
the T-Mar. What the fuck does that mean? T-Mar? Mart? M-A-R-T?
RR Cafe Mart.
Yeah. RR Cafe
Does it
Mart.
say RR to go?
Yep, it does. It says R to go. We're raring to go. Cool. All right. So now we got a lady working on a business. This is supposed to be like the business part of the place here, the cafe. She's probably the owner or something, right? Or is that what we think? What's her watch say? What time is it? It would be morning. It's because it's supposed to be. I can't read it upside down. Whatever. Who cares? Then this other woman, she comes in. They kind of make eye contact.
The woman sitting there was named Norma.
Norma. Perfect name for a diner woman.
I get the impression that she owns the place.
Yeah, that's what I
And
thought.
Shelley is working behind the counter. Shelley, I believe, was from the original 2 seasons,
Yeah.
although 25 years younger.
I think it's where my consciousness started fading in and out of this one because I got
Yeah, because she is moving pretty fluidly.
bread's here.
And the bread is being delivered by Becky.
Becky.
And Becky, we find out, is the daughter of Shelley.
Yeah.
And she starts petitioning her mother for money.
Yep, and she does. She gets her purse up and she hands
and Norma is not pleased by this.
Right.
Norma is kind of protective over Shelley, saying, you know, that's like the third time this week she's coming asking for money. We see Becky go back out to the car and get in with Steven, the loser from the car dealership.
The ne'er-do-well that we saw earlier. Yeah. Look for owls, James. Look for owls. Nope, I don't see any.
This is where Cooper gets his darn good cup of coffee and the best cherry pie ever.
And, oh, this is? Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right. It's going to get a lot harder. Okay, we both. So they're basically saying you're enabling her, but we can't help it. She's, I just want to point out, look how much bigger this woman's head is than this woman. Look at his head. She could clobber her with that thing like a giraffe. You ever see giraffes fight?
Yes, they use their necks and swing their heads.
And their necks are like 9 feet long. They're just, and their heads got to weigh like 100 pounds.
Yep.
They have huge heads. And they just, and they'll fucking go for each other's knees. I can't believe giraffes are real. They're like the squids of the ocean. I mean, of the land. Of the land. It blows my mind that these squids. By that I mean octopuses. So anyway, Steven, a great boyfriend, what a loser, but he's got a cool tie. They leave. He just backs up though, right? He didn't really drive or something.
Well, he wanted to get out of the view of them because they were staring at him, so he could talk to her and kiss her.
And do a little more than that. He wanted to do some drugs.
Yeah. I wrote down here, I wrote, Steven is a freckle monster and a junkie.
He is a freckle monster. Look at that. Yeah, that's funny.
Did you get the joke that he told her to? He'll
probably
tell her after.
Yeah. And he says he got great feedback.
Yeah.
That's funny. So anyway, she's like, okay. And then she snorts, goes for it. That's me snorting cocaine, James. I've never snorted cocaine. You?
No, heck no.
No, I've seen it done once. And then they left residue, and I actually used my finger, and I scooped it a little, and I licked it off my finger, and my tongue went slightly numb, barely numb, and I felt like a detective. You know how the detective's like, yes, it's PCP. Yeah, let me try a little more. So that's the closest I've ever done to doing coke. I've never done it. Yeah, and I went out with a girl. She was a big cokehead, but I didn't see her doing coke or anything. All right, so how sexy. So her drugs are starting to kick in, and they're having fun. And I'm all for drug use. I think all drugs should be legalized. It's managed better with proper laws and safety and medical treatment than the system we have right now. All right, I'll get off my soapbox. The war on drugs is a fucking nightmare and it just destroys lives. But it's an intentional way to manipulate.
Okay, well, the joke that he told her. It looks like he missed it. Because he said, I'll get you some bread.
Yeah.
And she said, why would I want bread? Because you've been needing it all day.
Needing it all day. That's
she delivered the bread to the diner. She works at the bakery.
Kneading. Yes.
And that's what kind of made her warm up to him.
Sounds like that joke got a real rise out of James.
Yeah, it was the yeast he could do.
I have a yeast infection.
Thank you.
In my urethra.
Very nice.
You think it would itch. It doesn't. It burns. All right, so we got a nice aftermarket radio. What a stud with a tape player. Oh, dude, SEC head. Oh, fuck yeah. Full pole bass. All right, so she starts having her little. So this is their version of
this
her
kind of reminds me.
Haze.
One common thing with Lynch is that there's a lot of scenes where he shows characters looking up, but he never shows what they're looking at.
Yeah.
And she kind of reminds me a lot of Laura Palmer. She's got this very wide, big, toothy smile. And it seems like that's something Lynch kind of goes for. And she's a blonde.
He likes attractive women with big faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt like this is his return to Laura Palmer.
Okay. I gotcha. Interesting. I don't know. I mean, I just took this as the coke is kicking in.
And Laura Palmer did coke, too.
Yeah. There you go. And there was a white horse.
She liked the bad boys.
Yeah. Who doesn't love a little bit of the nose candy? What do they call it? The booger sugar?
Sure.
Is that a word? The old talcum up my nose. All right. Squeeze. Okay, that's music. So she's having fun. All right, go for it. And then he's got
he's got his case files.
This is just a comedic moment.
He's still pacing the wrong way.
No idea what he's doing. Come on, get out of the way. And they're just like kind of like push him out. He's really annoying. Yeah. And what time is it? 5:30.
Yeah, that's an appropriate time to be heading out.
When people leave to go home to be bored with their family. And look at this guy here. He's like, whoa, boom, 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 boom. That's the way it is. Oh, Dougie. So back to the gun shooter. David Bowie. I mean, I see that he's a thin. Okay. Look how he's standing. It's an interesting posture. All right, so he doesn't really know what to do, but he goes and hangs out with his friend. He just seems to be
fascinated by the statue.
Yeah, he's drawn to the statue. Something's pulling him towards the statue. So sheriff's department, and so this mental low stature moron, this guy, he is just dumb. But they're not doing anything.
His name is Andy.
Andy. They're not doing anything too dumb here. He's just going through papers.
They're still trying to crack that riddle that I talked about when Jade nailed the key. Yeah. Something is missing. It released Agent Cooper, so on forth. I think that whole thing's going to blow wide open when the key comes into the mail. Yeah. But he's like, I still haven't found any Indians.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, you idiot.
Yeah, I know. You're Indian? Here's the bunnies, though, right? This is the chocolate. It says chocolate.
Yeah, wrapped in plastic.
Could be it. The pink. Those girls were wearing pink. Yeah, oh, my God. It's true. Yeah, he asked him about the Indian stuff, and that was kind of funny. So then we cut to the opening shot of the entire season 3.
Dr. Jacoby. What's he been up to, aside from painting shovels
with his gold? With his Rube Goldberg...
His 3D glasses. His Rube Goldberg device.
Yeah, this thing. Rube Goldberg's not quite it, but it's this overly complex contraption for moving the shovels around. So he turns out this guy has a YouTube channel. He does live streams.
He's apparently, he is... At first I thought it was a radio show, but then we find out he's got a camera on him too.
He's doing a video broadcast here.
But he goes by the name Dr. Amp, and he talks about global corporate conspiracies and nonsense bullcrap.
So he's kind of like a pirate radio sort of talk show. But with the whole our world, we're all doing this fucking crap on YouTube all the time.
He's like a little unhinged at this point, though.
Yeah, but he's getting his word out. He's wearing his cool hat. He's got his red, blue glasses because he's a fan of the Matrix. He's got some lightning bolts on his bow tie. That's an interesting choice. He's got a Statue of Liberty back here in a box or some kind of display. You know, he's wearing the red coat. He looks like he could fit in with Sgt. Pepper's with the Beatles.
It's a lamp.
That's a lamp?
Yeah, he even says, I'm going to turn on the light of justice or something, and then he goes and turns it on.
Oh, all right, cool. Oh, yeah, look. Let me back up. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, well, whatever, I hear you. All right, fine, lamp. She does have a torch after all. So, he also has this flashlight.
So it doesn't say Dr. Amp on it?
Yeah, I think so. Stupid closed caption.
But it's interesting, though, because Dr. Amp is electricity. Electricity has always been a huge thing with the show and anything Lynch does.
Big time. And James is amped up for Twin Peaks.
Yes.
That's true. And he's holding a hammer, light switch. Look, there's a jar of cigarette butts. I got to say props. And all you smokers out there that go to the trouble of gathering your cigarette butts into a container, bless you. You're going to die of lung cancer, but bless you anyway. The fucking smokers who just throw their cigarette butts everywhere for someone else to pick up are the scourge of the planet.
Sure.
All right. Disrespect other people. Crawling on their bellies like foul maggots. Frantically racing, so he's going on and on, but he's got some fans watching. This is an old kook in the woods on an iPad.
An old kook?
Yeah, who is that?
We know who that is.
No, I can't. I can barely see it.
It's brother of Benjamin Horn, Jerry Horn, the guy who had his own marijuana thing going on in the Great Northern Hotel.
Of course I knew that. Is that... Oh, that's the marijuana guy.
Yes.
Who's talking about jelly sandwiches.
Yeah.
Or peanut butter jelly. Yeah, okay, fine. He's an old kook still. It doesn't change my opinion. It's a fact. So, Muffins and this lady...
I don't expect you to know who that is because you didn't watch a lot of the original Season 1, Season 2. She was probably one of the more bizarre characters. Her name is Nadine.
Nadine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about her. Eye patch. Do we know how she lost her eye? Or is that just fashion?
I can't quite recall.
Okay.
But I know that she went through a period where she thought she was a school kid again, and she gained superhuman strength and could throw people like a mile.
Well, we all go through that. That's called puberty.
It was not my favorite part of the original series. It was weird.
Just weirdly done and strange. And
I'm glad she's back though. Yeah. But it was kooky.
She's got the internet now. She's watching a dude's show. She could be watching Suck Professor.
And she seems to really be liking what he's saying.
Yeah.
And he pronounces eczema wrong.
Yeah, he said eczema or something weird. Yeah. Psoriasis. So he's naming all these things because it's saying like the country is diseased or something. Is that what he was saying? I don't really remember.
Deadly poisons, deadly toxins.
Yeah.
Microbial toxins.
Naming bad stuff. Where the body image bullshit. Bacterial toxins, environmental toxins, our air, our water, earth, our food, our body's poison. Ah, and then he takes a sip of this weird fluid.
Says some trash about acai berries.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was funny. Acai. Fuck that. Yeah, there it is. Fuck that acai berry shit from the Amazon. That's funny. So, what's the point of this?
The point of it is he's crazy.
Okay.
And it allows us to see Jerry again, and allows us to reintroduce Nadine.
All right, and he bonks the hammer with the thing, and it rings a little. So, but then all of a sudden he's selling gold shovels.
Yeah.
We should be selling stuff on our channel, James. What are we doing? We should be selling gold forks and gold chopsticks.
You want to know a little bit of insider knowledge about advertising business?
Yes.
When you have a network channel or a television channel or something like that, you're a broadcaster, and you sell your advertising time, there's one particular type of ad that pays really well, but you typically don't want to put it on your channel if you want to create a good image.
Okay.
And that's called a DR ad, or a direct response ad.
Yeah.
And a direct response ad is the ones that have the number flashing, like, call now while supplies last, act now and get a second one free, just pay shipping and handling.
Yep.
And that's kind of what he's doing here.
Okay.
It's a very low-class, hokey kind of thing. It pays well, and they'll pay you more the next time if they get a good response from it, but that's what direct response advertisement is.
Wow. Well, thanks for illuminating that for me, James. That's excellent. And yeah, so he's doing some DR advertising right here. There it is.
And then you can hear like crackling electricity, Dr. Amp electricity, lightning bolts.
Yep. So he's got a business. This guy's really hustling.
Yeah, I love the name of it.
Yeah, Dr. Amp's gold shit digging shovel. That is funny. Yeah. Okay. So these ads make more because they do work, but they're trashy and people you never see these during prime time.
No, I mean people tend to think less of a channel when they see this kind of advertisement on there.
It's like late night garbage stuff.
It's not the image you want to bring forward for your channel.
Yeah, not when you're watching King of Queens and you want to have some dignity during the commercial break while you go to the kitchen and fart while getting another Capri Sun before the show comes back on. All right, so then we cut to the Pentagon, Arlington, Virginia. And a woman comes in. I thought this was Joan Cusack at first.
I can see how you can make that mistake.
Yeah, she's like a Joan Cusack sister. And on Prince, so this guy's telling... And is this Ernie?
Yeah, Ernie
Hudson, yeah.
Playing
From
Colonel
Ghostbusters.
Daves.
Yeah. Colonel Daves, huh? Davis.
Davis?
Yeah, right there. D-A-V-I-S.
Darn it, I typed it wrong.
Well, now you got to send somebody $100.
Yep.
But we got to check it out. So he's telling her what?
Okay, this is horribly bizarre. Okay, do you remember that weird disembodied head floating through space that Cooper saw and it said Blue Rose?
Yes, after the woman launched off the platform thing.
That is the image of Major Garland Briggs. He was a prominent character in the first and second season. He was the father of Bobby Briggs, and he was always kind of interacting and working with the FBI, but he would often say that things were classified. He was deep into classified business. He knew about the White Lodge. There was even a time where there was a flash of light in the woods, and he disappeared for 2 days and reemerged with a pattern of 3 triangles behind his ear, and he had been touched in some way. The same way the log lady disappeared, got lost in the woods, and came back with a raised pattern behind her knee.
Okay.
So he had some sort of connection to the White Lodge. He had some sort of connection to the mythos of the universe. Now what's happening, though, is that Mr. C, shortly after he took over the body of Cooper, visited Major Garland Briggs, and shortly thereafter, I think a day or 2 later, he died in a fire at work.
Okay.
So he has been dead since 1989. But do you remember the time that they ran the prints on the body that was found with Ruth Davenport's head, the male John Doe?
Yeah.
They ran the prints in the police computer, and it came back as, confidential, restricted. Turns out those are the prints of Major Garland Briggs.
Oh, okay.
The body is Major Garland Briggs.
How do you know that?
Because they say it here.
Oh, they say it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So how could that be his body when he died in 1989? Did he really die? Did the person that Mr. C kill, was he doing that working for Philip Jeffries, trying to kill a doppelganger of Major Garland Briggs who came out of the lodge, and is the real Major Garland Briggs still in the lodge? Are multiple doppelgangers being constructed in the same way that Dougie was constructed from some base metal through some alchemical process? And over the past 25 years, he said they've gotten 16 different hits of the same prints, right? The 16th time in 25 years.
Wow. So
is the lodge cranking out for some purpose duplicates of Major Garland Briggs? And is Philip Jeffries consistently hunting them down and killing them and cutting their heads off so they won't be identified, or for whatever reason?
I've got an answer to that, but you'll have to stay tuned till later. I don't have an answer. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I mean, meaning I couldn't possibly begin to dissect what you said. / I have no idea. But it sounds like you've given it a lot of thought, and those are great questions. Those are hopefully we'll find some answers for them.
So basically what he says is that he tells Cindy, who's the person he's speaking to, says, you know, it's probably nothing. I don't think it's anything, but we've got to check it out.
Yeah.
But if it does turn out to be something, we've got to tell the FBI about it. So you're going to go to South Dakota.
Cool. So she's off to do something with the South Dakota peoples. All right, so good with that one?
Yeah.
Now, I saw this shot, and it's like, yes, the end of the show.
You
Fuck
thought
yeah.
wrong.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Rock bar, or the Bang Bang Bar. Why do you call it rock bar? But, and then, yeah, so we got another band playing. Woohoo! Yes, I love these. These are my favorite part. I wish David Lynch would just make music videos where it just has this weird gradient ambient lighting and some band with some slow-moving camera and some extras dancing to music that are probably not even really hearing music and they're just moving around. And, yeah, that would be great. But then there's some guy, and he's smoking next to a no smoking sign, the ultimate sign of a bad boy. Right, James?
Sure.
James does this all the time. You should see him loiter down at the library. It is incredible. If I can't find James, I just go looking for the nearest library, and I find him loitering because he is truly an untamed Mustang.
Yes.
There he goes, and there's some girls around, and they're looking around. I think I might have had a heavy finger during this one. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just sort of not partially conscious. But I do remember the guy coming up and telling him to quit smoking. So that's right here. He's like, hey, come on, you got to stop. And he's like, all right. He goes, make me. And he's like, put that cigarette out. And he starts to get a little more upset. But the guy just refuses, and he won't do it. And it's real jerk. And then this other guy comes by, a bigger dude, and he seems to know him. And he goes, just don't, I'll handle it. And he goes, okay, fine, you handle it. And so then this guy, give me a smoke. He goes, you can keep the whole pack. He walks off. He looks at it. Oh, man, I didn't get a shot of it. So he opens the cigarette butt. Or the cigarette package.
He opens a cigarette butt.
Well, you could do that too, I guess.
Sure.
And then it's filled with money, hundreds wrapped up into a wad. So he's paying this guy for something, which we don't really know what. And so he goes away. The girl turns around. Anything to add, by the way? Please jump in if I'm leaving out. Or
it seems as though the guy who kind of stops the employee of the restaurant or the bar from coming forward is like a bouncer character.
This guy on the right.
Because, yeah, so the guy on the right must be known to the guy on the left because he allows him to handle
Yeah,
it.
he's like, lets him say, okay, cool.
But they're clearly making some sort of business transaction. We don't know who the guy at the table is. We don't know what his motives are. We don't know what the money's for. We don't know anything.
Okay.
Is this a drug deal? Is this some sort of a hit?
Maybe
clearly
they're,
it's some sort of illegal activity because they wouldn't be so incognito about it if it wasn't.
Black market Furbies.
Could be.
Yep. Yum.
Yeah, so something is happening.
Yeah. You ever have a Furby?
No.
You touch their tongue and they go, yum. But the best thing to do with them would be to put them underneath a pillow, and then it would scare your buddy, and then you'd go, it scared you. I miss college. I had a great time in college. Okay, there you go. I did not. Actually, it was miserable. It was horrible. God, I've been horrible pretty much everywhere I've ever been. I mean, miserable. Did I say horrible?
Horrible, yeah.
Right. I've also been horrible. So come here. So she asked for a light. She goes, come here. And she kind of is like,
No, he says, come here.
I know, he says, come here. Yeah. And then she comes here. But immediately, she sits next to him. And he immediately turns all rapey. Just grabs her and pulls her over. And first of all, like, the bar should have jumped in here and beat him up right away. You don't get to just grab women.
It's called a South Dakota greeting.
Is that
yeah. So how they do it up there?
It's called a Massachusetts high five.
Yeah.
It's called a Texas foot rub. It's called with Alaska. Somebody up there probably fucks salmon. So you want to fuck me, Charlotte? He's choking her. These people back here are just having a laugh while this beginning stages of a rape are occurring. It's really weird. The girl says, "Leave her alone." And what the fuck? This whole scene was nuts.
Yeah, very
crazy.
Weird.
He's got a new cigarette pack.
Yeah, it's very subtle, but I think this is a bad guy.
Probably, yeah. What gave that away?
Yeah, you know, it's a stretch.
Very. That's what this scene was about. Okay, so let's keep going. Handsome young guy. Look at him.
Yeah, so people were kind of confused by this because this is Tammy, the FBI person who's also a jazz blues singer.
In real life.
But she's looking at a picture of
She's
Cooper.
also the woman of my dreams.
Yeah.
Look at those eyebrows.
Yeah, and people were saying that, how does she get a picture of him in the red room in the lodge? It's like,
he's in the red room in that
That's
shot?
what people thought, but that's a wood pattern behind him. He's not in the red room.
Okay, fine. Yeah, it's got a red tint to it. We could take that out in post.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here she is onto something. She is making detailed comparisons between the two people. We know that Cooper and Dougie are different. What do we know about Cooper and Dougie? Cooper is a lot more thinner than Dougie. Cooper has a different haircut than Dougie. Cooper, and the difference between Cooper and Mr. C, the height thing we noticed in the prior episode.
Yeah.
So these different doppelgangers are like sort of imperfect copies of the original.
Yeah.
It's sort of like Multiplicity with Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. I thought they were all identical in that one. They were slightly different.
It was like, when you make a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy, they keep coming out dumber and dumber and dumber. Sort of like House of Cosby's. I think you get that reference.
A better analogy is like pancakes.
Yeah, the first batch is always bad, but the original is the best one in this case, so that's a bad analogy.
No, it's not the way I meant that at all. I mean,
but I'm interpreting it.
If you're going to pour 4 pancakes in a row, you're not going to get all identical. It's possible.
Okay.
But you're going to have, one's going to be a few millimeters bigger than the other one. One's going to be an inch bigger than the other one. You know, so I mix up standard and metric there. It's because I'm an international man. And, you know, maybe one's going to have Mickey Mouse ears. One's going to have a dinger.
Sure.
And by dinger, I mean a penis.
Yeah, but I think she's looking at the details of it, noticing these subtle nuances and differences, and she's trying to figure out, is this really Agent Cooper? I don't think she buys into that this is really Cooper.
Which one? This one?
No, the one on the right is not Cooper.
Yeah, yeah. No, but she doesn't think he's Cooper.
No, I mean...
She notices the similarities, though, right?
I think what she's doing... She doesn't speak during this, but the fact that she's frustrated and concentrating tells me that I believe that she sees that this is not the same person.
Yeah, she's doing a very thoughtful face there. Yeah. I'm thinking. You
She
touch your lip and you go,
She sees discrepancies.
Yeah, and her mind is putting together, making connections. And
yeah, she's a very... They said before, she's like David Duchovny's character says she's a very sharp agent. She knows what she's doing.
She's a good detective, or good
Denise
agent.
is his character's name.
Denise is David Duchovny.
Yes.
Yes, he used to be Dennis. What's her name?
Tammy.
Tammy. So she's going to change into a man, and she's going to call herself... Tommy.
That's an easy one.
Tam. Hi, it's me, Tam. All right, so then he's in the waiting room. I mean, the holding cell or interrogation, whatever. He's handcuffed. The guy brings him a phone. He's like, "You gotta take a call now."
Now, do you remember when David Lynch's character, Agent Cole, was last in this headquarters? He said, "I want you to give him his private phone call, and I expect to hear all about it."
Yes.
Which means that obviously they're going to record him, because they need to figure out what he's up to. So they bring him his phone.
Yep. And it goes up the steps.
And they, air quotes, leave.
Right. They leave him some privacy.
But this guy, the guy who knows when his food's coming before it's even coming, the guy who has Bob riding a shotgun in his body with him, has enough powers and intuition to look directly into the camera and know that they're watching. So he goes, now that we're all here, I will make my call.
Yes.
Now who should I call?
Yeah, so he's kind of toying with them, right? And Mr. Strawberry, he doesn't mean Daryl Strawberry.
Now, we don't know who Mr. Strawberry is, but we see a direct reaction from the Warden Murphy.
Yeah.
And he says, clearly the Warden knows who this is. So it makes me wonder, did he get this information about this Mr. Strawberry character from the data logs that he downloaded and the schematics and stuff that he downloaded from the prison before leaving for his road trip?
Right.
Does he know this because he can read minds, because he's got Bob? Does he have this other sight? I don't know.
Yes.
And is Mr. Strawberry someone that this guy had some sort of illegal dealing with? Is it someone that he killed? Because he says, no, I don't think I'll call Mr. Strawberry. I don't think he's taking calls anymore.
You want to see the face when I'm on a date and I get the bill and I see the restaurant check?
Sure.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. She's going to hate me when I ask her to pay for it. Fuck. Oh, God. I shouldn't have taken her to In-N-Out. I didn't know it was so expensive. Yeah, so who to call? Who does he call? He creates trouble, right? Yeah. So what's up?
So he pushes a bunch of random numbers rapidly on the phone.
Yeah.
And he activates what seems to be either Bob's power, I assume it's Bob's power, or a latent lodge power, because we know Bob is all about electricity, the lodge is about electricity. He had the electrical schematics from the prison downloaded, so he would know exactly which systems to overload and what to do.
Yes. And
not that you could do that from a phone, but this is a Lynch project, so...
Yeah, of all things that I'm going to say don't make sense in the show that make it not feel realistic. Yeah. It's not the guy using the phone to trigger an electrical thing.
So he doesn't
That's
know...
about the most rational thing the show's
So
done
he doesn't know
far.
what the heck's going on.
What the hell?
He doesn't know who they're calling. He can't see him. He can't see... Well, he can't hear him, I mean. And there's these weird other channels popping up on the screens at the top.
Yeah, right. But he's not talking to... This is not a cover for something. This is what he's using the phone call to do, is to create chaos in the jail.
Well, he's doing that so they can't hear what he says to the person.
Oh, really? He actually does talk to somebody?
Yes, he does.
Oh, so how is he doing this? So he's... Okay. So then it switches... So he's just changing the feeds in for other stuff. This is like a machine shop. Guy's building stuff.
Yeah, and some weird, like...
Shoes?
I
don't know. It's hard to tell if those are shoes.
I wonder if that's like...
It does look like a shoe,
That
but
would be interesting.
It's not definitive, honestly. That could be other things. Difficult to tell. It is very shoe-looking. Yeah, did he make... What number did he do? So this whole diversion thing really works. Really.
Yeah, because he knows he's being watched and recorded.
And you can tell I was asleep during this part, too, because I was... we got a lot of...
Yeah. Which means you're going to pick up on exactly what he says over the phone.
Uh-huh.
Weird cooking show. What that means, I don't know.
Do we want to see more of that? Is it just anything that... So why is she wearing sunglasses? Come on, lady. What do you got? Cataracts?
I don't know.
She's making something. All right, that's fun. They're having a nice little time there. Everybody loves a good
What is
cooking
that nursery rhyme? Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock.
Hickory dickory dock.
Not
Old
dice.
man Taylor fucked her. And then they smoke with your hand over to the side of your head.
Oh!
Oh!
Andrew Dice Clay.
The rabbit went down the chimney and fucked her. Oh!
That's not what I was going for.
I know that's not what you were going for.
But Three Blind Mice, maybe?
Three blind mice. They fucked her. Oh!
All right.
They blind fucked her. All right, so
The cow jumped over the moon. That's what I was going for.
The moon. Yeah, there you go. And there you go. Blaring stops, so he's done with his call. So he does make the call. I didn't see what he said, though. Did I miss it?
The cow jumped over the moon.
Oh, that's all he said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But who he said it to and what it means, we don't quite know.
We don't know. All right.
But
so he's pulling some moves.
the fact, though, that he just made his phone call, and now we're going back to Buenos Aires, Argentina, tells me that this was the same person or entity or thing that Lorraine was calling.
Yes, and this does kind of confirm what you said about Argent being Argentina. I mean, it seemed very certain earlier, but this really confirms that, to me at least.
Same basement, same bowl.
Yeah, same ratty ass thing, this thing here, and then it's this little device, and it just like shrivels up
into what appears to be a silver nugget.
Silver nugget.
Silver. Argent. Silver.
Oh, yeah.
Alchemical symbol. Silver.
AR. AG.
Yeah.
Is that right? I don't know.
Or, Dougie turning into a bronze or brass ball. This thing turning into a silver ball.
Hey, Siri, what's the chemical element for silver?
Okay, I found this.
Well, fucking tell our listeners, bitch. It's AG. Silver. Ag. All right, cool. So silver, AG.
But we know argent is an archaic term for silver. We know Nevada is the silver state. We know that Dougie turned into something similar to this, although not in a silver hue.
Yes.
We know this absolutely refers to some capacity to Philip Jeffries because it's happening in Argentina.
When
I think the
about
statue
James,
was David Bowie.
I'm sorry.
Siri is very apologetic.
She wrote down, she was listening to you, it says, egg, all right, cool, so silver age Arjun means it's okay, turn for silver. Yeah, we know that W turned into something similar to this. Although not in Silver Hill gasoline, old is absolute refers to some capacity to Philip Jeffries cause happening in Argentina.
Yeah, exactly what I said.
Yeah, that's so funny. So what do you make of all the silver stuff, other than just noticing all the different instances?
I think that the Lodge is able to make constructs of other people, of doppelgangers from these base metallurgical...
So what's this box?
I don't know.
Okay. Finally, I don't know from James.
We'll find out hopefully soon.
Yeah, we'll find out.
But remember that whole big speech I gave about the shoes and what it means to him?
Yeah.
Why is he fascinated with the statue? Go back, keep going forward. What is he touching? What is he looking at? The shoes.
Well done.
And how does the entire episode end with the credits rolling? Focusing on the shoes.
Yeah, I mean right here, with him being at the shoes. So there's the credits. Yeah, so we got to the end. Wow, okay. Man, does it say David Bowie played the statue in here? Was he the... No, I'm just joking around. Yeah, so that's it. That's the end of it. Interesting connections with the shoes and the silver. Those are my big takeaways from this discussion. But yeah, good episode. Did you enjoy this?
I did.
Are you still Are you loving this show as much as the first 2 seasons?
It's a different style, a different feel, but I'm actually liking it more because the first 2 seasons there was a lot of like stuff between the young teenage girls and like relationships and James Hurley, and
Yeah.
I wasn't big on that.
Nobody gives a fuck about relationships.
Yeah, I mean, take the show Lost. Some people like the show because they like the relationship between the characters. I like the show because I like the mystery of it.
Yeah.
Until it turned into a steaming pile of garbage.
I like that the polar bear was dating the smoke monster. You know, that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, but, you know, it's sort of... The show is more of the mystery and less of the fluff from the first 2 seasons.
Right. Not the soap opera-y crap.
Yeah, I'm digging that.
Okay, good. All right. Cool. Anything else you want to add before we say goodbye? To our beautiful,
no,
handsome
but I
fans?
think you should put this image on there.
Okay.
To show you the resemblance of David Bowie on that statue.
Okay, I will. James is sharing with us the David Bowie show. Check that out. Yeah, he's got the chin strap and he's got the jawline. Although I would actually argue those jaws are different jaws, but that's very similar. I'll give you that. But again, I putting a thin man in a hat, it doesn't exactly mean it's David Bowie. Give me a break. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right, well, there you are, everybody. Thanks for finding our channel. If you're new and you made it all the way to the end, what's wrong with you? Don't you know you have other options on YouTube? But no, really, the people keep leaving comments. We can't respond to everyone, but we do read them. And we love hearing from people. We especially love compliments. Wink, wink. But plenty of judgment and criticism, which is fine too. Man, I would really love to just like be somebody who doesn't know this channel and then hears me and hates me. I want to feel that because I'm very annoying. If you don't think I'm funny, I'm obnoxious. I totally understand. I'm stuck with me. I have no choice. But I'm jealous of people that can run away from me. No, but we appreciate it all, and we love a good like and a comment. It helps us reach a bigger audience on YouTube, and we also have our Patreon. We recorded stuff. We're working on the video. It'll be available soon. So if you do feel like supporting in that way, that's great. James, anything else to add?
Nope. I want my Cooper back. Come on.
Come on, Cooper. They can't do 18 episodes of fucking,
But every episode we get a little bit more of him back.
Yeah. Soon he'll be chugging coffee, solving cases.
Get to your shoes, Cooper.
Yeah. I think
Find him.
Okay, so the shoe, that's interesting that he'll like put them on and go, whoa!
I think so.
All right, great. Cool. Well, James, I've had a great time.
Me as well.
Okay, cool. Bye, everybody. See ya. Bye, James.
Goodbye.